Welcome to part 5 of DAC VR deals. In this final 5th part, we're going to talk about these last 7 options with a little more additional information probably thrown in along the way to sort of lace up some loose ends. Option 7, search deals for a given item. This allows you to take an item and go down and look at the deals that might be involved. So let's look at what you can do in that particular option. You can search by item. Obviously, expired deals are still showing up in here, but you can search by item number, a start and end date, vendor number, a type. Once again, those types are like the B types, R type, and so forth for a given customer. And you can hide old. That would hide the expired entry. So the first thing I want to do, just to sort of clean up here, is show you, all right, I've restricted the things that have an end date that is greater than today's date. I'm going to look at a particular item to sort of show you how you can look at this. So if you have an item and you're thinking, well, why am I getting that price? What deals might be involved? This is a good place to come and start the quest to find the answer. So if I look at my Laffy Taffy strawberry jar here, I see that's in 2 concurrent deals that happen at the same time, and they both have the add-on property set in them, meaning they are stacking type of deals. From here, you can actually drill right down into the deal in question. I'll just show you, because I want to show you something else while we're in here. So I'm going to restrict, that's the deal. I'm going to restrict to that Laffy Taffy item, do a 2 here inside of the deal to drill deeper. And this is that flag I'm referring to, the stacking flag. Add on to an existing allowance. So if that's yes on all the entries involved that are active at a given time, then they will just add on to each other if they are B types, where they're cents off. If it's a fixed price, once it hits a fixed price, that's the end of the story. That just that completes the lookup, and it is a fixed price from there on out. The other thing I want to mention here, though, that I did not touch on earlier, is this whole section down here about relative to the salesperson. So the sales rep can also get a promotional amount tracked in here. So maybe if they get 5 cents per unit that's sold during the course of the tracking, it will keep track of that. And you can also set a property up here that's the bill back money plus the promo. So in this instance, if you're saying we're giving a nickel, but we're also going to give them the 50 cents as well, and you don't want to inflate this number here, the 5 cents, you can say, yes, I want to include that. And so the salesman's spiff money winds up including the 50 cents off, or the 50 cents off, and the nickel. So that's a piece of that puzzle that I had left out in the earlier segment revolving around that. So another justification for using VR deals to track things, as opposed to the old standard item allowance method of doing cents off allowances, is not only the tracking, but you can also combine the money back to the distributor, the impact to the retailer, and also salesman's spiff money. So just wanted to show that while we're in here looking at things. So that's option 7, basically finding items and finding when they exist in multiple deals and drilling down and doing some other stuff from there. Option 8, you want to compare 2 deals. Now this was originally done to compare distributor dollars versus retail dollars, and it was put in the system because people wanted to make sure that if they had 2 separate deals, one for the selling side and one for the buying side, that they weren't giving more away on the selling side than they ever got on the billing side or the PO side. But you can also use this with a single deal, and I'll just show you an example of that. So if I wanted to compare distributor dollars versus retailer dollars for the very same deal, you can qualify it by some start and end dates, and it will do it over that date range. But if you don't enter anything, it just uses all the tracking records that were involved. If I press enter now, then it'll say, all right, so far the retailers have gotten $1,045 in discounts, allowances, and we expect to get back as the retailer from the supplier this value here. So it's a way to compare, basically comparing deals. You can play with it. It's a what if screen, or just kind of taking the temperature of situations, and but is handy to know about if you need to look at that type of information. And finally, option 9 down here, because I had shown where salesman allowances, salesman spiff money could be tied in, and this is just a way to produce a report that shows that that's specific to the salesperson. So you can do that type of stuff. Some of the same criteria we had on the deal recap to produce that type of information. And incidentally, if you have it on this report here, but if we go back to our PDF that we've done before, there is a column out here for the salesperson's spiff money that also shows up on this particular report as well. So you can get to it from a couple of different spots. That value is just kept in the tracking records, and you can either get to it from the full-blown deal recap, which shows customer stuff, or you can run the option that just merely shows the salesman part of that equation. That wraps us up for this section on VR deals in DAC. We hope you've learned a few things. There's a lot more to it than we've covered, but this should be enough to scratch the surface and get you started on things. In another segment that we will do, another series, we are going to do, let's just get my cursor where it needs to be. We will come back on another series and do vendor billing, which basically inherits the tracking data or uses that tracking data to bill and does some other things as well. And then actually producing vendor receivables to keep track of money that's owed to the distributor. So we want to cover all those. Each one of these will be its own series because there's enough meat on the bone to take some time in there. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for your time, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Thank you.